Thank you. My name is Mitch. I live in Lake Elmo and work as a paraprofessional in special education at Lake Elmo Elementary School. I contracted endocarditis last year, a heart infection leading to mitral valve replacement. The infection subsequently traveled to my brain, causing several mini strokes known as septic emboli. While not the classic bleeding stroke, I got a glimpse into the serious nature and challenges of stroke victims. My story is more recovery and, in the words of my neuropsychologist, remarkable, as I returned to normal functioning within 6 months of my hospitalization at Regents. However, I did suffer loss of cognitive functions, confusion, and memory loss as this infection began to manifest into endocarditis. At no time did medical professionals screen for cognitive impairment. There's a vulnerable population of concussives, traumatic brain injury, and stroke victims who are judged unfairly, as I was, because of strange behaviors and assumed to be drunk, on drugs, or just irresponsible. I was denied by a hotel clerk from getting a room because I was deemed to be drunk. At the charter school I worked at last year, I was called into HR to acknowledge and improve my performance, wandering into space, illegible writing, missing meetings, all attributed to attitude. I was ultimately given tasks that would have proven difficult even if I had not been cognitively impaired. I showed up once for work 2 hours early and had no idea why. As my illness got progressively worse over many months, I did have various medical tests during this time. However, I was never assessed for cognitive impairment until I entered Regents. I believe that I might not have had strokes if I had been diagnosed earlier. Had I broken a leg or had an obvious physical injury, medical professionals and co-workers instinctively would have come to help. But that was not the case for me. They had to have known something wasn't right with me. In the workplace, there's a fear of violating a person's privacy when there are unknown strange behaviors that take time to document. It might then be too late to help a brain-injured person avoid serious impairment, which is why it is so important to use the Minnesota Stroke System of Care to educate professionals about how to recognize and treat stroke effectively. We also need to find a way to increase understanding of stroke symptoms in the workplace. Thank you for listening to my story.
Thank you, Mr. Olson.